How's it going, kiddos? Handsome Jack Boy here, bringing you guys the third episode of my Borderlands, the Abandoned Badlands Pearlescent Weapons Guide. And in this episode, I'm going to be covering the Commandant. The Commandant is a TDR revolver, and the prefix for mine is Erupting Commandant. The prefix for you guys might change. Now, as you can see there in the red text, it says, for when you need a little something extra. That means that the Commandant is a masher-style revolver that doesn't get the ×7 projectile count from its accessory, but rather from the barrel. So that means that it cannot spawn with a masher accessory since it's already a masher. It also has slightly increased damage, high-tech, level enhancements, no standard ammo regen, and can also spawn with an equalizer barrel. In my case, mine has that, so I think that's why it has the plus 25 ammo regen on the item card. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's why that's on there. Now, to you guys out there that are unfamiliar with how to get Abandoned Badlands Pearls, you have to play through it and, hope that you get one to drop or find one in a chest. I mean, it's completely random. If you were hoping that there was a boss that only drops this Pearlescent in particular, you're kind of out of luck. There is, however, a boss in the DLC known as Bubba that you can farm for these Pearlescents. The Pearlescents he drops, on the other hand, are random. You can really just get any pearlescent from him, including vanilla pearls. I've gotten screwed over multiple times, and he drops vanilla pearls for me, even though I don't need any vanilla pearls. So, yeah, if you already have all the vanilla game pearls, then you might get screwed over like me. But he's definitely the best when it comes to farming for these Abandoned Badlands pearls, at least in my opinion. I actually didn't get mine in game. I had a buddy of mine dupe it to me. Mr. Grimjow, thanks bro, if you're watching this, you're the best. But I can assure you mine is legit, because Grimjow, he is a custom content creator for this game. He knows his stuff. He can tell whether or not this thing is legit. At least I hope so. Anyway, so my opinion about this gun. Just look at the footage. I don't even think I need to say much here. I really don't think I do. If you've been paying attention to the footage, you can see that this thing is an absolute beast, okay? This thing just destroys everything. Now, one of the things you probably noticed is that mine is explosive. I pretty much have an explosive masher right now. An explosive masher! What? Yeah, with this gun, that's possible. Since the masher is not part of the barrel, but rather the accessory, that means that you can get elemental versions of this gun. So you have fire, corrosive, and electricity. What was that last one again? Oh yeah, now I remember. Explosive! Just kidding. Now, I do think that explosive is probably the best element that you can get on this gun. Maybe? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. Like, just look at this footage. I mean, the other ones might be better, but I think explosive is probably the most versatile out of all of them. Like, you can use explosive on really anything and it'll be effective. Well, not really anything. There are, of course, some enemies in the game that I wouldn't say resist explosive, but explosive isn't very effective against. Like, it still does damage, but it just doesn't do as much damage as it should. If that makes sense. Like, I think Crimson Lance are one of those few enemy types that explosive doesn't do that well against, but it still works. I really do want to try out this thing with like fire or really any of the other elements, though. That would be sick if I can have like 4 of these bad boys, each with different elements, or 5, like one without an element, because I do believe you can get this thing without an element, which is also kind of nice. But who would want a normal one when you can have an explosive one? Or, you know what I mean? Like, that's no, just no. Like, if you want a normal masher, then don't even bother really with trying to get this thing, like, because you can easily find a masher just in the vanilla game. Well, not really easily, but it's not that hard, at least, compared to finding this gun. It's not that difficult. But guys, this gun, man, it is so good. It is so good. It definitely is overpowered. I will say that much. If you're not into overpowered guns, then this thing isn't for you. So I definitely would try to stay away from it, or not really stay away from it, but you know what I mean, like just not farm for it. But yeah, I think that is pretty much going to wrap it up, though, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for more. And I'm out of here. Peace.